Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for a brief walkthrough of Accuro's patient messaging tool. If you've ever been bogged down by phone tag with patients, or you just wish that there was a simpler way to communicate without leaving Accuro, you're in the right place. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how patient messaging can help your clinic streamline communication, save time, and offer a better experience for both your team and your patients. We'll walk through some of the top features like pre-appointment reminders, bulk messaging, secure patient conversations, and how it all ties directly within your Accuro workflows. No extra logins, no disconnected tools, just simple, secure messaging right where you work. Let's get started with one of the most common use cases I've seen, sending clear communication before and after an appointment. With just a few clicks, you can message patients reminders like, please bring your healthcare card, fast for 12 hours before your appointment, bring your current list of prescriptions, arrive 10 minutes early, etc. Our users love building out their personal Accuro macros for stuff like this, creating well-built templates to quickly standardize reminders that they send frequently. Another time-saving tool to highlight while we're here is using Accuro's Query Builder tool for running a report of upcoming appointments for a specific appointment type, then mass messaging those patients all at once. For example, every Friday afternoon, running a query that pulls all patients coming in the next week, then mass messaging them pre-appointment instructions. On the other end, for post-appointment instructions, keeping on top of prescriptions, care instructions, what's next steps, long-term care plans, etc., that can be hard for patients to keep track of. I can't tell you how many times I've misplaced paper printouts from my doctor and then had to physically go back to the clinic to ask for a reprint. Keeping everything all together in one place can be really handy. Before we move on, I briefly touched on bulk messaging for pre-appointment instructions, and I want to elaborate quickly on this because bulk or mass messaging is a great tool for many other use cases. Quickly remind your active patients to book their flu shots, notify them of provider absences or changes in staffing at your clinic, new services that your clinic is offering, even narrow down your mass messages to target patients with specific diagnoses and remind them of preventative care tools. The patients won't see each other's information. These messages just look like they were sent as a single send, but it makes it very quick for the office staff. Controlled conversations. So, unlike standard email, for example, you are the person who chooses to start or end a message thread, and patients cannot respond unless the thread is open. This encourages them to call into the office if something needs action and eliminates endless back and forth communication, unless, of course, that's what you want. In that case, you can definitely leave those threads open. But regardless, you're in control of that decision. Delegation. This is for our collaborative offices that want their office staff reviewing and responding to messages on behalf of the doctor. Office staff can be granted access based on their role, so they can manage messages directly without needing a doctor to actively monitor what's coming in or going out. Smart tracking. You'll also know when the message has been read with built-in read receipts. And if a message hasn't been read yet, you can quickly run a report using the Query Builder that only shows you your unread messages. And those are the people that you would then follow up with a phone call to. Also aligned on the tracking side of things, a history of all messages are saved directly in the patient's chart. So anyone at the clinic can go back and see what has or hasn't been sent. On the patient's side of things, they log in to read their messages with their Medio Patient app. Medio is another tool built in-house here at QHR Technologies, so it meets the exact same high standards of privacy and security as the rest of Accuro. So whether your patients are tech savvy or a little hesitant about digital communication, they can feel confident knowing that their information is protected with the same standards as their digital health file. The Medio Patient app also does so much more for patients than just a secure messaging tool. If the clinic enables online booking, this is where patients go to book or reschedule visits. It's also a place where they can upload their own health documents, update their demographic information, where they can involve family members in their care with tools like My Care Circle and dependent profiles. And if they have multiple providers using Accuro, their specialists, their family doctor, a midwife, physiotherapist, etc. It becomes a one-stop shop for them to connect with all their healthcare providers and keeps all their content consolidated into one single platform.